I decided to become a presentation brother because of a calling that I felt I had. The influence would have come from the brothers that I was educated by, and also the interaction that I would have had with the vocation directors. At the time, I was invited to attend retreats or weekends, which would have been nowadays called discernment weekends, to see if I had a vocation to the brothers. Their charism was the main influence for me to choose the Presentation Brothers. A religious brother is a person that lives in community, that takes the 3 vows of chastity, poverty and obedience, and that is dedicated to the charism of the specific order. And for my order is the Presentation Brothers, so they are dedicated to the service of young people, to the marginalised, and we're following the steps of Edmund Rice. Edmund Rice was a huge inspiration to me when I read his life story and when I went to understand what this man was about. The man that gave up everything that he had for the sake of the young people of Waterford that had nothing at the time. We as Presentation Brothers are continuing that charism, and we're continuing that work today in other countries outside of Ireland. But I would state that in Ireland we need to continue doing it as well, because there is marginalised youth in Ireland. Knowing if God is calling you, it's very hard to know. It's something inside in you. There's a move inside in you that says, yes, you're doing the right thing. But even with the people that I was living with and working with, I could see that the work I was doing was God-inspired as well. So it was a way of getting to know people that way. I've worked as a missionary, I have worked as a chaplain, school chaplain, and I've worked as a social worker. I was a missionary in the West Indies and St. Lucia. I was coordinator of an alternative education programme, giving young men and women between the ages of 15 and 21 an opportunity to get a secondary school education. I'm also involved in the local parish as a minister of the Eucharist and minister of the Word. I go to Mass daily, I attend Mass daily in the parish. I'm also involved with a choir, which is with young people, and I'm involved in that as well. Community life involves living with a community of brothers, varying ages. It is part of being a part of a family. There are support systems there. There are also people that will listen to you and will give you guidance and direction. When I joined the Brothers, that was one reason I joined them, because of the support system within community. Living on your own is not a life that I would like to live, so I decided that becoming a brother was the most appropriate way to go, because I am a person that can't be on my own. I prefer to be living in community and living with a support system around me. A man considering to become a presentation brother, the advice I would give him is that he would have to listen to his own heart, listen to those around him, and to get into a process of discernment. To see if really what he's been called to is religious life. There is times that young people, young men, feel that they are being called, but when they do start looking at it and discerning it, that actually the call is not for religious life, but could be for another form of life. I would actually encourage young men to take the time out to get a spiritual director, to get somebody that would give them guidance, and that they would actually discern their call. And vocation directors are actually ideal persons for that. My work as a vocation director on a day-to-day basis is that I spend time in my office answering inquiries from men. I also do a fair bit of travelling, both in England and Ireland, where I would meet with young men that are discerning their vocation. I would also attend youth retreats in Clonmacnoise, in Knock, in Birmingham, in different parts of Ireland. I would also be invited to speak at parish retreats and stuff like that, and visiting schools would be another area that we would be very much involved with. I like being a brother. It is a life that has been very rewarding to me over the last 25 years.